What's up? Hope you guys are having a good time. We are 64 degrees. Finally, at night. We're still a little hot during the daytime. So the heat is broke. That's a good thing. We got a hurricane going down there in the south. That's actually going to bring more rain to us. We're probably going to have rain all week for opening deer season. I doubt I'm going to be able to get out opening day. I got a few things going on. Um, I've had a company come to me and give me a deal I couldn't refuse. They even gave me a free iPhone, free service, free everything, and some other perks, which is kind of nice. I told them I want to do a lot more camping this fall. They said, no problem, take a laptop with you, connect it, and you can actually work when you're out in the bush. So I thought, well, we're going to have to get something worked out for that and get it working. I uploaded a short of the two dogs playing, so the two German Shepherds I have now can be out together. My pup is still a little bit sick. We've gotten rid of all her worms, but she still gets a little diarrhea from time to time. She does go to bed with me every night. She is so cute. She curls up beside me and she just lays beside me and I pet her. Sometimes I go to sleep and she's not there and then I wake up and she's laying beside me. She is going to be so awesome for camping. Oh my God. Compared to Cosmo, my black German Shepherd's on crack, man. I'm telling you, you can't get that dog to calm down worth nothing. What a difference between the two German Shepherds. But I have a lot of high hopes for her. So we just got to get her back to where stools are good. And she was in pretty rough shape for a month. We had to get her rabies. We had to get her 3-in-1s. We had to get her 5-in-1s. I forget what you call it. And dewormer, we got her to that point, and she's getting a lot better. So, and then I had people in one of my videos, if they're still watching, see some shitty dog food in the background, and they thought that was for my dogs. No, I do not feed my dogs that shitty dog food. That dog food, I buy it for the raccoons and the opossums, and what are those other things called with the shells on them? I don't know. I got a few animals around my house because I got a good piece of land behind me. And I got some baby opossums on the porch, and I'd much rather them eat the shitty dog food than eat my cat food because cat food costs a lot more money. I do have two cats that I've seen that have babies, one baby each. I don't know where they came from. People are always dropping them off. I got to catch them and get them fixed now. But the weather is cooling off, and I got a whole new system for hunting I'm putting in place, and you've seen some videos, but I'm slowly practicing getting used to it. I got a JX3 system, which is a hybrid tree saddle, which allows you to sit in the tree. I'm also looking at on the first to picking up a crossbow that cost me $1,100, and then also picking up $1,000 scope to go on it that I got a sight in. Maybe I'll do some video on that so you can see that. And I'm kind of playing around with that a little bit. And the technology that has traveled into the crossbows now compared to what it was 30 years ago, like if you've seen a video of my father's old crossbow, it's amazing what's gone on. You know, especially the speeds are pretty amazing. It's what's happening. Now, I have noticed with crossbows, though, you got to be careful. There's actually a group of lawyers out there that all they do is sue crossbow companies. I was like, wow. So that tells you, like anything, like any business, supply and demand, right? So obviously they're trying to make these crossbows safer and safer and safer, but I guess when they get sued, it's just part of doing business. You know, when they put something together, it doesn't quite work right. Now, the one I'm looking at is 430 FPS, which is really fast, but you can get crossbows, you know, goes as high as 550. Now that's a lot of energy behind those bows. And I've seen reviews where the bows are broke, wrapped them around the head, strings are broke. I mean, we're getting crazy fast. I can even see the U.S. government coming up with laws in the future to where they put limitations on those crossbows. Because it's getting to the point where the crossbow is getting faster than the gun, the bullet. It's crazy. When you hear those bolts, which is an arrow, hit the target, it's like, whew, bang. I mean, it's just unbelievable compared to a compound bow, you know? So that's pretty interesting. I did have and still have a complete canvas tent system. It's over $2,000 in my cart sitting there. I do want to get. It's just so cool. And it would be great for setting up a home base or a hunting base, you know. And with everything that's changing, it just seems like you need a way to bug out. And I don't mean bug out with a pack on your back. I mean to bug out in an area in case, I mean, I need a cargo trailer. I got to pick up one of those. That's in the works. I'm looking down the road for one of those. I am looking into an Argo 8x8. Haven't made a decision. That'll probably be in 6 months or so. And just basically a way to leave. Now, I have quite a few animals. I have two German Shepherds, two Pomeranians in the other room. I've got three Pomeranians upstairs. I got about 5 cats upstairs in the house. I got about 8 cats outside in the yard. Animal crazy. So I need a way to transport a lot of animals in case I have to leave here. Our animals are our kids. Like it or live it, that's the way it is. And I need to be able to leave with at least 3 months of food for every single animal. So that's something I got rolling around in my head and I'm trying to put together. So why am I concerned when I own this underground shelter, bunker, tornado shelter, whatever you want to call it? Why do I want to turn around and, be able to do that? A lot of things have been going on. I'm a computer programmer. If you don't know, most people do. And our water systems have been under attack for 6 months. Our nuclear factories are under attack. There is a private war going on behind the scenes of the computers. And it's not, soldier to soldier. You're going to find when everything kicks off, if it happens, it's going to happen within the computer world first. That's where it's going to go down first. You're going to have everything just shutting down. Your water, I mean, everything. More people are concerned with having solar generators, I've noticed, than they are water. And that's kind of sad. Do you really need electricity? I doubt it. I mean, personally, you should be able to keep your freezer and fridge going as long as possible. I'm also looking at buying a couple upright freezers. I want to fill them up. I only have one freezer, it's chest size. I want to get a couple uprights. But right now, on the first week this month, I got to look into getting a new stove and a new dryer because my stove's down to one burner. I've been postponing it as long as I can. But now the burner's out of control. You can't set it. It just goes from 0 to 700, 800 degrees. It's crazy how high it goes. And it's literally very hard for the wife to cook on it. So, and she actually can't cook like I can on a fire. I mean, you think when you cook on a fire that the temperature all over the place if you don't know what you're doing. She doesn't know how to do that. She needs that down on that stove, which I actually found quite funny. But on the first week this month, I'm going to need to buy a stove, buy a dryer. I've got that in my cart. And that's probably around $1,600. And then they're going to deliver it, drop it on my front porch. Then I got to wire it, hook it up. Take an hour or so to do that. She'll be jumping up now. Oh boy, we've got another stove for 5 years because I think that's all they outlast now. And then I'm going down to Cabela's, picking up a certain type of crossbow I have my eye on. Not telling you because I want to make sure I get it. It's around $1,100 picking up a scope that's 1,000. I got to line all that up. That takes a day. That should be fun. Probably, I don't know, maybe the second or third week of hunting season, I'll finally be able to start getting out. And I want to get out a lot more this year than I did last year. But I've got a whole brand new setup I've been working on. And I really kind of like this new setup compared to what I had before. It costs money when you switch. Hey, it's just life. I'm getting banned from many preppers. I guess the new thing is to sit behind a desk like I'm doing right now, pick a subject, and talk about it. So news helps. So when the news actually kicks off something like a hurricane or something, they can talk about that, or type of foods you should prep, or steal some other preppers sit behind a desk lingo and talk about them. And I guess it's the AdSense they're chasing. I don't know when people are going to use it. You really don't make much money on YouTube. I mean, there's a few. There's the 1%ers, but it's hard. Now, two guys in particular. One guy was kind of nice. He was a little bit overweight, and I had said, everybody who I see on your prepper channel here, it's all you sitting behind a desk like I'm doing now. But I don't see anybody camping, testing gear, lighting fire. Nothing. Why don't you go do that? And they said, "Oh, I keep forgetting to take my camera, but I do understand what you're saying." Well, that's so nice. That's so nice of you to understand. So, so then I said, "Well, let's just go in the backyard. Go do that now. Go take your camera, go in the backyard, and go light a fire. Use with a ferro rod. Show me you can do it." And poof, I'm banned. What the? Just to light a fire? Oh, man. Which makes me wonder how many other guys have gotten banned because of that. Then there was another guy. I'll show you my conversation with him, and I can't show you his name. But we had a slight conversation, and he thinks I'm miserable. I'm like, why don't you get out from behind that desk and go light a fire and yada, 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 same stuff. And he said to me, "You must be a very, very miserable person. That it seems like it's very negative what you're saying." Oh, I'm being so negative. Oh, I'm not negative. Oh my God. It's the truth. You desk behind the desk preppers. Test your shit. Oh my God. I've been so busy with work and I haven't had a chance to do much. I've just been work, 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 work. The nice thing about work, 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 you can buy, because you're making money. But it's just been crazy, and I gotta finally set some time aside and said, "Look, I'm going to do this," and that's all there is to it. Once I get the few things I need, about 2 weeks after the beginning of the month is the way I'm looking at it. I should be ready to start camping every weekend. Every weekend I should be out. So I'm kind of getting all that lined up. I bought my deer licenses. I got my hunting licenses for that. Um, so I should be good to go. Now, a lot of things I've been picking up are not just for hunting or not just for stuff like that, but can also be used for prepping at the same time. And you will see the majority of the preppers out there do not hunt. They don't hunt at all. And they seem to believe that they're just going to go pick up a gun and go hunting. And I'm just like, that's a skill. And it takes a long time to learn that skill. Even if you go shoot a squirrel, it takes time to learn. Every animal has its own habitat, and you have to have the knowledge on what you're doing. When you start getting into bigger animals like deer, bear, moose, elk, that's a whole new ball game altogether to be hunting. And I don't think a lot of people realize how much skill that is. And then when you finally do take down an animal, then it comes to processing. Now, most people will process a deer, for example. I'll use deer. Most people will process a deer, take it to a processor place, and they'll process it for them. And then 7 to 10 days later, they'll go pick it up. You see, if you get an old upright freezer, all right, go pick one up for $100. Take all the racks out. Set the temperature on that just a little bit above zero, like 10 degrees above or something. Keep it a little cool. So now you take your deer, and now you skin it. You gut it, and now you hang that deer inside that upright freezer, okay? Now, what happens when an animal dies? It actually goes into rigor mortis. So what's happening and what you're doing is you're bidding time for the rigor mortis to leave the meat. So you hang your deer, you leave it in there for 7 days, and you're allowing the rigor mortis to leave the meat. So now the meat gets much more softer, more pliable, and now it tastes good. It's not tough. If you process a deer in a matter of hours and you cut it up and put it away, the rigor mortis is set in, and now the venison is very, very tough. At least this is what my dad and my uncles used to do. And it tastes great. Now you're going to need some other things. The money doesn't stop. Now you're going to need a machine to process hamburger. You're going to need a machine to maybe even a bandsaw to turn around and cut your meat, because if you freeze it, then you cut it. It's a lot easier instead of just using knives. But you're going to have to decide what the cuts are. Now, with YouTube and pictures and everything we got nowadays, I got books on it. It's so easy to do processing now. It's really cool. Now, when you get the not so good cuts of a venison, you can take that and mix that with regular hamburger meat, and it tastes great. So there's lots of ways to skin a cat. But, oh, did you see that? That on the news they were talking about the immigrants eating cats. And everybody's on the internet self-checking that, right? They're all like, "Oh, it's not true. Oh, it is true. Well, it's not true. We're more worried about immigrants eating cats and dogs than we are about paying for our own groceries. If it continues, the recession continues. We're all going to be eating cat and dogs pretty soon. I mean, they can be all insulting, but I don't think they see the full picture. And I did find a YouTube channel where a guy actually lives in that town. If you go check my community section, you'll see it there. And he talks about what's going on in that town. Now, apparently, he can only vouch for the geese are disappearing. Over half the geese are gone, so it sounds like they're eating those. But he doesn't know. Maybe they are eating the dogs and cats. I mean, where these people come from, that's perfectly fine. You go to China, you can go into a restaurant and you can say, look, what kind of dog do you want? Do you want German Shepherd? Do you want Springer Spaniel? What do you want? And you can pick your dog. They'll actually dispatch them out back and then they'll skin them and cook them for you right away. Sad but true. Now, things like this upset people, even though it's the truth. Like, if I tell you something that's the truth, you can go look it up on YouTube. You can see it happening. You can see China restaurants doing it. And it offends people because I've told them this. It's like they didn't know. They wanted to live in this world of make-believe or something. It doesn't make sense. Whatever type of world you make for yourself in your house determines how peaceful, how chaotic, how nice it is. Like, my house has no stress. It really doesn't. My wife can go out, sit on the porch and relax and watch the cats play. And I'll go sit on the porch and I'll say, well, how's your day? And she says, pretty good. And she talks about the few cats in her bedroom that are tearing things apart. Her stressful day is a couple cats jumping on her dresser and knocking something off her dresser. That's her stressful day. And if you're a good husband, that's the way it should be. And that's it. The stress is usually on me. But I'm still getting banned from YouTube channels because they don't want to hear the truth. I'm upsetting all kinds of preppers. God forbid. And I've been working a lot. I've got, hopefully, I don't know, another 4 weeks. Everything should start to come around full circle. And I should be out hunting, camping, and doing a lot more. And I'll get video of that. More than I did last year, which is good. I've only got so much time. I mean, I'm 60 years old. I might live another 2 years. I might live another 10 years. Who knows? And I'm sure the preppers that have banned me from their channels will be happy when I die. But anyhow, there's been a lot going on. That's why I haven't had a lot of videos. Usually I push out a video every day, but I've just been working so much. So I guess when I go to a prepper channel, I'm supposed to type, great job. You gave me something to think about. Awesome. Don't ask them to light a fire. Don't ask them to put a pack on. Don't ask, the hell, don't even ask them to go for a friggin' walk. Don't even ask them to do that. Preppers are becoming a joke. At one time, a lot of people would show a lot of examples of skills and stuff. I mean, I think if you follow people that can, you would learn more from those people that are canning than you would learn from an actual prepper sitting behind his desk. Yet I see preppers with over 100,000 subs standing in front of a wall, sitting behind their desk. I mean, obviously the subs, the views are dictating what's happening. So maybe the majority of your preppers are people that do just sit on their couch and watch TV. I don't know. But I always go into their history and scroll down and start looking at their videos to see, do they have a pack on? Have they lit a fire? Have they done something? Are they canning? Anything. They're not. They're sitting behind a desk, look at what's on the news. They talk about what's on the news. And that's it. And some of them get 50,000 views from regurgitating information over and over. And I only have so much time. And I got to use my time wisely. So listening to them talk about the same regurgitated news on the internet is just ridiculous to me. It's almost like people don't have any television, don't have any cable, don't have any Netflix, don't have nothing because they're too freaking poor, so they're watching these other people. That's the only thing I can figure. I don't know. But even if a person is poor and they don't have money, there's nothing stopping them from going outside and starting a fire. Nothing. Nothing at all. And it's just a matter of using skills. I would rather have skills than have money when shit hits the fan. Now, I'd rather have the money now to buy what I need. So when it happens, I can have some comfort and postpone the time I need for whatever's going on. Anyhow, I'll continue to get banned, and I'll give you little updates here and there, and I'll show you what's going on once I get all these appliances back in order from breaking. And if you watch the whole 20 minutes, I'll catch you guys on the next one.